Try a little kindness. Just try a little kindness. Try a little kindness. You gotta try. 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 You gotta try.
Good evening, everyone. Oh, looks a little different. We're going to do a different kind of a show tonight. It's so important to me to make sure that the world knows about the most important things that go on in our community. And tonight we're going to talk about one of them, and it's the Eastern Connecticut Symphony Orchestra. First, let me remind you that it is summertime. Get out there and support live music, guys. It's everywhere. Please get out and check out who's playing, the new people that you haven't heard of. See if they're any good. And even if they aren't any good, give them a little support because they're trying. And also, remember that kindness is a superpower, and we need to cultivate kindness. Now, I'm going to tell you that I have the two most amazing, we've never had a Just Talk TV show that was happy. The last time we had a Just Talk TV show, it was when Mike had his little jump, and we lost him and did a whole show on suicide. So that was a sad show. Tonight, we're gonna talk about music and lives and how they became invested in music and the Eastern Connecticut Symphony Orchestra and what it brings to this community, what it brings to you, how you can see all that good stuff. So I have Caitlin Meyer.
Yep.
Oh, and if I get this right, Emma Bocciarelli. I didn't get it right, but close. Bocciarelli. And we're going to start at the very beginning, only because it's easier that way. Emma was around before Caitlin. So we're going to let Caitlin sit and learn some things that she doesn't know about Emma, okay? So Emma, I met you through Toshi in the office of the Eastern Connecticut Symphony Orchestra, but I don't know, you already knew who I was.
Of course.
But stop. So tell us a little bit about your life. Where did things start for you musically?
Musically, so growing up, my parents were both music teachers. So I'm from Griswold, and they were both my middle school choir and band teacher. And they signed me right up for piano lessons when I was in second grade.
Wow.
And I really didn't want to at first, to be honest. But I'm very grateful now that they did that. And that was, of course, they're my biggest supporters and inspirations musically. So yeah, I went on to study at UConn.
Best school in the world.
Huskies. I got my undergraduate in piano performance. So I studied that still with business. So I wanted to do arts admin, but I still perform outside of this role. And yeah, music is the center of
everything you
everything.
do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, so you were in Griswold. What brought you in? Where are you living now?
Still in Griswold, soon to be New London.
Okay, you're going to move to New London?
Yeah.
Welcome to the neighborhood, girl. We love that. So what brought you from wherever you were? Give us a little background of jobs that you had before you got invested in the Eastern Connecticut Symphony Orchestra.
Yes. So
from now on, ECSO for the rest of the show. It's a long thing to say.
Yes, it is. Okay. So actually, this was my first full-time role after graduating.
Okay.
So my previous history was volunteer-based or through performing myself. But this was my first official arts admin music position.
Okay. I'm wondering why we haven't seen you do any piano performances with the ECSO.
Well, I actually have.
And I missed it?
Maybe, possibly. This year, I was with ECSO at Foxwoods for our Whitney Houston tribute show.
Okay.
And then our Young People's concert at the Guard. Other than that, my role doesn't really entail that, but it's been super cool and awesome to have been able to perform with the symphony before. But normally that's not, in my job description. But yeah, I'm happy to play anywhere, of course, whenever.
I think that the last time that I went to the Thames Club for a thing, you sat at the piano and played, and I watched you, and then that guy from Boston.
Oh, Adam. Yes, he was incredible. Adam was our instrumental competition winner last year.
Yeah.
And he played at the Thames Club.
He did.
And
He did.
our piano there was given to us by our concertmaster, Stefan.
Stefan.
Yes.
Is Stefan retiring this year?
No.
Not yet. Soon to be. So we have you at the ECSO, and you worked with Caleb Bailey, and all of a sudden that became, Caleb said, time for me to move on. And some of us were a little sad, right? Because he was a great guy.
Yeah.
And he did some good things for the ECSO. Then, we're going to move here. Then, along came Caitlin.
Oh, yes.
OMG.
Right.
Let me move over here. I'm not going to tell you all how this all works here, but in a minute you'll see. Okay? It's amazing, guys, because every once in a while, the universe opens a door and says to people, this is the door you both have to go through. And you'll see how that all works in a little while, because wow, just wow. Let's talk to this lady over here. Hi, Caitlin.
Hi.
You're probably one of the biggest brags I have when I talk about people that I know and I claim to hang out with, because I see you as one of the greatest gifts that the ECSO has been given in a long time. I'm not putting down the previous directors. I'm not putting down, certainly not Caleb at all. I just think that you have some gifts that are more in tune with what the Eastern Connecticut Symphony Orchestra, ECSO, has the ability to do. Let's talk a little bit about your childhood, where you were raised, and some of the things that brought you to music.
Absolutely, yes. Although my parents are not professional musicians or music teachers, I do have a very similar story to Emma, in that my parents encouraged music in the home. My dad especially was very into classical music, and I began on piano. Unfortunately, not a skill that I kept up with beyond 8th grade. But I started on flute at the advice of my godmother.
Nice.
In 4th grade. And then I had just some really, really phenomenal educators along the way. I went to Old Saybrook Public Schools here in Connecticut, which is a phenomenal
It's a good
music
school
program.
System. Yep.
And my middle school band director especially, his name is Mark Slater. He's now retired.
Yeah, he really is.
But he was really a phenomenal inspiration for me to follow music as a career, because he didn't let me get away with being mediocre.
I love that. A good teacher absolutely always sees the gift. So.
Yes. Yeah. He, when I was in middle school, I was a middle schooler, and I wasn't maybe as driven as I could have been.
Typical middle schooler, just so you know.
And he did not let me get away with that kind of behavior, and said that if you want to be good at something, you have to really work hard at it and try. And I kept going with it. I went to the University of New Hampshire for my undergrad.
Nice.
Yes, beautiful campus, and studied
It
under
really
the
is.
wonderful Peggy Votz, who is a phenomenal flutist.
UNH in Durham.
In Durham, yeah, the main campus in Durham.
My mom was the top secretary for the president.
Oh, fabulous.
So,
what a
yeah.
small world.
Very small world.
Gorgeous campus, gorgeous people. I loved my time there. The rest of my degrees are in education. I was a music teacher for many years before going into education administration. And I'm thrilled to be with the ECSO now.
So when you say many years, so this woman isn't more than 25. Anyway, so no, really, both of these women are way younger than me. You have done some amazing traveling in your career life and in your professional life musically. Where are some of the places that you've been that have thrilled you the most?
Yeah, absolutely. Two kind of stand out, I think, other than New London, of course.
Of course, New London.
Of course.
Don't
New
forget
London. I worked for a school in Iringa, Tanzania.
Nice.
Yes, which is
I've never even heard of it. I've heard of Tanzania.
it's pretty remote. It's right up hard against one of the national parks in Tanzania. So the wildlife was really prevalent, both in the environment, but also in the school curriculum. And it was a really wonderful place to teach.
And
then,
did you teach music?
Music and English as a second language.
Wow.
And then China was more recent than that, but I worked for a school in China teaching music, and then also administration. And it was just really just phenomenal, wonderful people, and making those connections to people in China that I still keep up with today, both academically and personally. Has been really one of the greatest joys. It's I think we paint a lot of maybe animosity between countries, and that's
so
simply
silly.
And it's just not. In my experience, it hasn't been the case.
Right.
Everybody that I have met in China has been incredibly welcoming of Americans, and has really opened a lot of doors for me, both personally and professionally. So, yeah.
Well, the biggest door that's open for you, maybe not the biggest, but I think it's going to be in the career that you have, because I see you with ECSO for at least another 40 years. At least.
God willing,
I mean,
absolutely.
I've got another 25, maybe, if I'm really lucky. But my joy, okay, guys, my joy with this is that these two women have come together, and their connectivity is so vital, and it's so, I can feel it. I'm in the middle, and I'm like two magnets. But the thing is, we've all talked, and we all believe that the Eastern Connecticut Symphony Orchestra is bigger than just coming into the theater 5 or 6 nights a year for a little ECSO music for one night, that we can bring this symphony orchestra and its components to the people that don't go to the symphony, maybe because they don't know it, or maybe because they've never felt what classical music can do to your soul. But between the three of us, we have some ideas. Now let's get the two of them into the ECSO, and then once they're connected and they talk about how they got connected, we're going to go into some deeper questions. What brought you into the ECSO?
Oh, so of course,
As your first real job. Oh my.
yes, so I had always known about the ECSO. My dad is a jazz musician, so I think it was 2021 when the New London Big Band at the time played with the symphony.
I remember that.
He had joined for that one at the Guard, so that was my first time really seeing the symphony. So I was still studying at UConn, and I had it in the back of my mind. So of course when I saw, at the time it was the executive coordinator position, I jumped right on that right after I graduated, and I'm very grateful for that opportunity being there just in time, and it sparked my interest right away. I mean, it felt like just the right fit.
It felt like what it was supposed to be.
Yes, yeah.
What was your first impression of Toshi?
Oh my gosh, Toshi. I loved him immediately. I mean, how can you not?
Right.
But right away, and I think this is just one of my favorite qualities about ECSO is most people can feel right away that it's like a family. So I remember like my first week working here, you immediately are so welcomed, and everybody is so easy to get along with. You all know you have this like shared love for music, and Toshi's just hilarious and just the best conductor and person to work with. So I knew right away that it was going to be just the perfect place.
Okay, now we're going over here for just a minute.
Yes.
Then we're going to come back and let you two do this. I love this story. How did you end up, start at the very beginning?
A very
The one
good
we
place to
talked-
start.
When you sing, you begin with,
Do, re, mi.
when you go to the ECSO, you begin with Harkness?
With Harkness, yes. So
Couldn't sing it. I just couldn't sing it. I just couldn't sing it.
yes, the ECSO was the first orchestra also that I saw.
But you weren't quite that age.
No.
She was older.
I was maybe 5 or 6.
See? See?
The ECSO performed something called summer music back in that day, and it was at Harkness Memorial Park in Waterford, a gorgeous location.
Yep.
It wasn't just the ECSO, it was all summer, all sorts of different kinds of music. But my parents took us to go to the ECSO. I remember it very distinctly because the ECSO used to have, at summer music, you could like sit up front and people would bring tablescapes, and it would be like the fanciest wine and we did not. We sat in the back. My sister and I used to run around. And we brought Cheetos and and water bottles. But I loved going, and we went for many, many years when I was a child. That was my very first experience with orchestral music of any kind, in person, and I kind of immediately fell in love. And when I got to high school, my band director, my parents knew that I was kind of headed in the direction of music as a potential career.
Yep.
And they're phenomenally supportive, but they don't have a background in professional music, so they reached out to my band director and said, "Well, what do we do with her? What do we do with this?
What do we do with her?"
And he recommended that I audition for a youth orchestra, and the youth orchestra was called the Eastern Connecticut Symphony Youth Orchestra.
One of the most amazing, if you haven't been able to know somebody that was trying out and you hear that it's happening and you can sit in the audience and watch these kids perform their audition, it's an amazing thing to watch. These kids are scared, and yet they're so good. They wouldn't be there to audition if they weren't as good as they are. How scared were you that day?
I was pretty scared, yeah. At the time we were rehearsing at Tile Middle School in Montville.
Okay.
And the folks asked me to play Happy Birthday from memory. In addition, I auditioned on my Mozart, and I had prepared one of the Mozart concertos, and
of
I think
course.
another piece. They were like, "Oh yeah," and then they asked me to play Happy Birthday from memory, and I panicked. I don't think I could.
Did you know it from memory?
You can kind of sound it out eventually. It probably didn't sound very good, but I was in 9th grade at the time, and after that they placed us, in the orchestra, and for flutes, you're in that kind of front row, but it's behind
Right.
the strings.
Yep.
And my parents, not being professional musicians, were like, oh, well, at least she didn't make last chair. I was actually like assistant principal. I had made assistant principal, but they thought I was like last chair. But I didn't. So
It didn't matter what they thought as long as they could see you.
Yes, yeah, and I had a really, really wonderful time. We had 2 conductors during my tenure there, one of whom was Joan Winters, who just retired from the ECSO this year. So it's really, really cool, very full circle to get to work under her as a young musician.
And then over her.
Not necessarily over her, I'll say, but...
That's because your humility is amazing.
My job is to serve our musicians in our community. That's the role.
With you.
So,
I think that we all are here to serve, and I think that your humility and your duties to both the community and to the orchestra itself are very clear in the way that you conduct yourself, in the way that you put yourself out there. Now, I'm not here. Which one of you knew the other one was going to be there first? Did you know? You already knew she was there. Did you know before she was told that she had got the position?
Yes.
You did? You did? How excited were you?
Oh, I was so excited right when I met Caitlin. I mean, I was fingers crossed.
Right.
And it seemed like, yes.
You
of
guys
course.
definitely connected right from, and Caleb did most things all by himself. You two go on stage to introduce Toshi and the orchestra together with your daughter.
No.
Oh,
Your daughter.
You mean Miss Sophie, our very best employee?
She's not.
She is neither of our daughters.
We get that a lot.
We do get that a lot. Isn't she just the cutest?
She's amazing.
yes,
and she has poise and composure.
Yes. I mean, her resume, her mom and I were just talking about this today, actually. Her resume is going to read like somebody who works for the New York Phil by the time she's in high school. No, Sophie is, she works for the Symphony and also the Guard. She is the daughter of the house manager of the Guard. Phenomenal human being.
Wow.
Yes.
See, you learn something new every day. All you got to do is listen. Wow.
Yes, she is our production assistant. And when I say work, I do mean work. She does actually do what's called running.
Running is an important job.
Very important for those not in the know. That is when you go get the soloist from their dressing room and bring them onto the stage when it's time for them to perform. And as you have seen, she also does come on stage with us and presents flowers to the soloists. And yeah,
She's amazing.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, she's the next. She's going to run the world.
Yeah.
She's going to run the world when you're ready to become retired.
There we go. Maybe, yeah, there we go.
Okay.
My
So
replacement.
You knew she was going to get the job and you were excited. Then see, I already know all the answers. Talk about from seeing that the job was listed, from that moment until the phone call.
Yeah, actually, someone had sent the role to me. I was not specifically looking to leave my previous position with the Springfield Symphony Orchestra. Absolutely phenomenal orchestra in Springfield, Massachusetts. Their CEO, Heather Case Roberts, is just a phenomenal human being and really driving some really wonderful change for the organization. And I'm still very lucky to keep in touch with a lot of the wonderful folks there. So someone sent it to me. I was kind of like, I don't need
I don't need another job.
I ended up applying actually kind of late. And the application process was mostly a lot of meetings with our phenomenal board.
Right.
We have the best board in the world. I know I'm maybe a little biased, but they're
As you should be.
the most wonderful humans. I mean, I was getting like chauffeured around to lunches. Like it felt more like a, it felt more like a party each time rather than maybe an interview. And towards the end, I was with one of our board members, and we were in the car, and asking the same, like, oh, well, what's the, timeline like for decision, just the usual interview questions. And she said something along the lines of, we're going to come to a close pretty quickly, but I think that the board is going to make the right decision. And I think I kind of knew in the back of my heart that I
you
was
were the
being
one.
offered, and which is such a beautiful honor. Our board members represent all walks of life and all sectors, and this is, I think, something you and I have talked about a lot before. New London is so beautifully diverse
We
as
love
a region.
the diversity of this city. I'm so invested in that.
Yes, yeah, by diverse, I mean in all different
Every aspect. That's why we love New London County.
Yes, definitely. You can find everybody from every walk of life, every economic background, socioeconomic, every job, background, and our board absolutely represents that, and they're really exemplary humans for, of course, the symphony, but also in our community in a number of different aspects. So it kind of felt like just plugging back into that a little bit, maybe.
Well, you had known decades before that the ECSO was something important in your life. And then all the interviews are done, and what happened?
I was actually traveling when I got the email in Washington, D.C., and it was really exciting to receive that, while working on some really kind of difficult things, difficult and very important topics with the National Association for Music Education, better known as NAFME, for those of in the know. So we were really, fighting hard for education funding, and so it was nice to see that email come through and know that I was coming home. So
Coming home to the Eastern Connecticut Symphony Orchestra. Then she got a phone call asking if she had gotten the email.
I did, from our board president.
Which is what I was getting at.
He's hilarious. And so we had a nice, our wonderful board president, John Nickerson, who is a former captain of the Coast Guard. So that's what I mean when we have all walks of life. It's
We're not kidding.
At the symphony, it is not just folks who come from maybe a traditional music background or a traditional approach to classical music. It is really like all full circle. Both our board and our staff, including Sophie, our 9-year-old staff member, and to our audience members who come from all different backgrounds as well, all ages, and it's just such a joy to be back home.
Someday maybe I'll get to be a board member. But anyway, so you come home and you're sitting in the office, and in walks Caitlin. How was that day? What was that experience like for the two of you? Because you had already developed kind of a we know each other relationship. What was it like to come home to each other?
It was awesome. It was a really awesome. Yeah, we our offices are in the first floor of the Mohican. So for those of you that are from New London, will certainly recognize the building. And so Emma took me up to the very top. That
I know.
Yeah. Oh, it's so beautiful, and you can see for miles, and you can see the gorgeous, Bank Street and all the beautiful historic buildings down there, and the Star neighborhood with all of the beautiful historic, homes, and so getting out to look, at this beautiful home. That was actually just under a year ago, August 11th. So coming up on 1 year.
And that's wonderful. As soon as I met Caitlin, I said, okay, I need to do an interview, not here, for Soundwaves magazine. Now you can go back about a year. I think that I believe that the issue came out in August, right? Was it August or?
I think it was in the fall when that one came out. Yeah.
It might have come out right before we opened this season.
Yeah, I think.
Because we would have planned it that way, right? So you walk in, the ECSO is all set up, and they've been doing a lot of things the same way for a very long time. That's not a bad thing. Tradition is good. What was your first thought for change?
I don't know if I necessarily thought change specifically so much far as like growth. We have just some really phenomenal, our assets are in our people. We've brought up a number thus far, our wonderful music director, Toshiyuki Shimada.
He's such a gift to the world.
He
to
is.
the universe.
Yes. Our wonderful concert master, Stefan, who is a phenomenal resource. In fact, earlier today, we were at the aquarium where he had designed, him and our principal violist, Alex, had designed a little mini program for the aquarium's 250th celebration.
Nice.
And he was playing violin and like getting the kids to sing along to the Battle Hymn of the Republic.
Nice.
And he was like singing and playing at the same time. It was so fun.
Awesome.
And like Emma said, like, you know, our people, it's not, the orchestral world can be a very intense field to go into.
Of course it can. Music in and of itself, any kind of performance is intense. Any kind of musical performing and putting out in front of whether it's 10 or 10,000 is intense, and it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So you do things, when you say growth, let me get back to this. You say growth, after you got in, you and I started talking about doing things that we would have to find money for. I'm just going to tell you all, I'm all over Facebook. If you want to support the ECSO, you can go into their website and support them. And if you can't find it, find me, and I'll get you there. Because the ECSO, first of all, it's a nonprofit.
It is nonprofit, yes.
That means that they can't really make a lot of money. But they need money. They have to pay performers. They have to pay for stage space. They have to pay, if they're going to take the orchestra out into the world, we'll get to that, out into the world, which is something that the three of us have talked about, is getting people that don't know the orchestra or of classical music or what classical music can bring to your soul. That's a goal the three of us have. That's how I'm worming my way in here. We want to bring the orchestra to the people. We want people to learn what violas and violins and cellos and stand-up bass and
percussion?
The
timpani?
The timpani, oh my goodness, it's used in every single show now. And the harp and a piccolo and the big long flutes. What's the bass? Is that a bass flute?
Yeah, there's a bass flute. Yeah, yeah.
And oboes and trombones. And what are those instruments? What do they do? Why are they important to music way back from the beginning of time? And we want to introduce all of our community, everybody that doesn't have any of that knowledge or has heard Mozart's whatever, or Chopin's whatever. I did a deep dive into Chopin, and oh my gosh, I fell in. I remember I told you I was doing that.
Yes.
It's gorgeous.
But if you don't know those things, if you're watching the show and you're like, what the heck are you people talking about? Please, let's talk about what we want to bring to the community. What was the first thing we thought that we would think about doing?
You and I?
Yeah.
We had talked about outreach concerts. So we're called the Eastern Connecticut Symphony Orchestra. We do therefore serve all of Eastern Connecticut. We're extremely, extremely lucky to have our wonderful partners at the Gard Arts Center.
We are. We love Jean and Steve.
Oh, they're phenomenal.
And all the other everybody.
Yes, yeah, and they really do serve as the cultural and artistic hub of New London, and certainly beyond. They're
absolutely
phenomenal folks, and really adding a lot to our wonderful area.
Right.
We also go technically as far up as the Connecticut border, the Connecticut River. So looking into some outreach opportunities, which we have certainly started already. We have in just July alone, you can go onto our social media and see we're performing in quite a number of outreach concerts in July, as well as 2 major concerts in June, one on Block Island.
June is gone.
Or not June, sorry, August. June is gone, August. One on Block Island, which will be super fun.
Oh my goodness, you're going to take the whole symphony over to Block Island?
22 musicians, yes. And Toshi.
Moly.
Come on over, yeah, through the Chamber of Commerce of Block Island.
When is that?
That is in August the 13th. Yeah,
August 13th. Go to Block Island, get to see a concert.
Yes. Yeah, and it's outdoors.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
of course it is.
Outdoors.
So one of the places that really doesn't sync with classical music, wait till I say the name of this town. You're going to be classical music with the frogs, is Willimantic. And we have talked about doing an outdoor free. Now, remember when I said you can support the ECSO? Free doesn't mean that nobody gets paid. That means that we have to find the resources to pay for security. Musicians don't play for free all the time. Everybody thinks they do and that they should, which is wrong. We have to pay for space. We have to pay for sound equipment. We have to pay for travel expenses for sound people. We have to pay for all those things. Those are all things that cost not $1, not even $100. Some of them are big bucks. It's not easy. If you have 22 musicians that are playing for 2 hours and are getting paid minimum maybe $100 an hour, maybe. Just do the math. Think about it, right? Okay. So this is one of the things that we've talked about doing. Why would we want to, Caitlin, seriously, from the depth of your heart, tell me, an outsider that really isn't invested in music, why I should want to see a classical concert in Willimantic. Why would I want to do that?
That's a great question. And I guess I'll use myself as an example. Classical music, when it was written, was just popular music.
It was.
And I personally believe that music makes humans more whole. It makes humans more people. There's no culture on earth that has ever not had music. We have proof of that, drums that were
all the way back.
Yeah, the prehistoric or pre-Neolithic times,
right.
Where humans have been making music forever, and it allows us to create a space. I personally, for me, orchestral music, the power of orchestral music, it is for everybody. And it allows us to have the space to be more human, to be more caring, to be more kind, to use your favorite word.
To use my favorite word.
Willimantic, I think, is a beautiful town. There's a lot there.
It really is.
It's a beautiful town, yeah. Eastern Connecticut. People get us confused sometimes. Eastern Connecticut State University, one letter off. Wonderful university, providing a lot to this area, certainly. And the town itself has, all walks of life as well.
History.
It's a huge, rich history. So to be able to provide something like a free concert would mean it's not just that we want to hear Beethoven outside,
right.
But that we're providing that opportunity for folks to gather, for folks to experience collective shared music making, to experience live orchestral music, and allow them that moment of peace, that moment of joy, and kindness that kind of brings everybody together, like it did for me when I was 5 years old.
Right. And we had also talked about, in that concert, bringing some modern popular music in and allowing the orchestra to play something that people would recognize from FM radio, and doing some of those more popular, just one or two, so that people could connect on a different level. Then I came to you, and sometimes we lose time, Emma and I, when we start to, oh my gosh. Last time I was in the office with you, we ended up leaving the office and walking up to the garden. But
yes.
we did. But before we went up to the garden, we talked and we talked and we talked. And when I told you about what we had talked about, and I said to you, so where are we at money-wise? Oh, I think she's on it, but I think as the assistant executive director, is that your title?
Associate director.
Associate. Let me get it right. The associate director. Oh my goodness, with brains like this, I feel this big. Anyway, what is your role in the connectivity that the three of us have? We talked about getting together for lunch and talking about these things, but what is your role about connecting the three of us so that we can make these kinds of activities, these kinds of events happen? What would be your role in all of that?
So my role, again, with my job description, it's not clear-cut one area.
Right.
I view my role, of course, to support Caitlin, to support the board and the orchestra in whatever capacity or whatever that means for every thing we have in front of us.
That's why you have this job, by the way.
So it's always, we're all on our toes, we're all flexible. So it's kind of dependent on, what we're looking to do and what you both would need from me or what the musicians would need. So I am here to do whatever is needed at the moment, of course. And I fully support everything we're talking about.
All of
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
So we really want to bring music to the community. My suggestion to you as viewers is that you go on to the ECSO website, which is
ECTsymphony.com.
ECTsymphony.com. If Drew can get that up on the whatever he does back there, he's magic. If he can get that up for you, I'll have him get that up for you. But I will put it up on my pages, Grandma's Attic Music Review and Grandma's Attic whatever. I'll put it up there. I'm also going to start putting and posting about the pre-show lectures. That's not what they're called, though, is it?
The pre-show talks. Yes, we filmed them right here. Typically, it's yes, and thank you to SEC TV, who has been a phenomenal resource to us.
Aren't they amazing?
They are just fabulous, fabulous humans. So shout out to those of you behind the camera right now. Yes, they are a phenomenal resource to this region. We film them, and it's typically myself and or Emma and or some of our soloists, and Toshi joins us when he can, and we go take a little deeper dive behind the history
Of the song,
of some of the pieces.
Of the pieces that are going to be played in the upcoming performance. These performances are done once. They're practiced, and there's a dress rehearsal, whatever. What do you guys call it? A dress rehearsal?
A dress rehearsal, yeah.
Nice. If you mess up a dress rehearsal, that means the performance is going to be amazing. That's how it's said in theater. But so these pre-performance talks give an insider's view to the performers, the music, the composers. Toshi has a really great way of choosing local composers, not for every single show, but for a lot of the shows in the course of the season. Toshi has a new piece that really might not have been played yet by a big orchestra. So he's got such a gift with doing that. Do you have any say in any of that?
So say is maybe a
Big word.
strong word. Toshi is so brilliant in his
really is.
music directing. Yeah, so his title is not just maestro, it's music director and conductor. So it's his role to be able to select a series that represents all of us in this community, represents what folks are listening to and looking for, and he does a really phenomenal job of pulling those concerts together. It is done certainly in collaboration with the office as well as our wonderful musicians. And even our board will sometimes, throw him some fun ideas, and he loves to put those in as well. There's our February concert. For me personally, is upcoming. I'm so excited for. We have some. It's called the Voyage Along the Silk Road. Yes, and this is kind of an example of Toshi's, brilliance in this way. It is music from Turkey all the way out to China along the Silk Road. Yes,
Wow.
Yes, it's really, really going to be phenomenal. And it's funny that you use the word "say" because that's the name of one of the composers, although it's not pronounced like that. I think it's Sai.
Sai?
Yeah, that's his name. It's a Turkish flute concerto, and we have a Turkish flutist coming over.
Is it flutist or flautist?
This might be the most controversial question of today. I personally prefer flutist, not flautist. I don't flout typically in my daily life.
You flute?
I absolutely flute.
I float.
The flautist comes from the French pronunciation of the word.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes, and many flutists do certainly use the term flautist, but I personally prefer flutist.
Well, being that I intend to be connected to you in several ways and work with you to bring music to the community, I will call it a flutist.
Yes, yeah. Well, you'll have to meet him when he comes over, the Turkish
Maybe
flutist.
he would like to come on and do an interview. We'll look at time factors and see if we can get him in when he's coming to the country, and if I can get him into here, or I'll
radio
make it
station,
happen.
He's wonderful.
Like I'll bump an act.
He could.
I will. I have that right.
He'd be worth it.
Yes, he'd definitely be worth it. Or we could always set up a Zoom meeting as well, and you can meet him whenever you'd like.
I'd
the
love
magic
that.
of the internet.
I'd love that. That's wonderful. So, my favorite night of the year is not my birthday. My favorite night of the year, I get all dressed up. I dress for all the orchestra performances, but the night of opening night, I was always taught that opening night is the most important night of the season. I was brought up to dress accordingly. You think you get dressed up to go to church and meet God? I dress up to go to the symphony and say hello to the people that are important, like Caitlin and Emma and Toshi. I make sure Toshi sees that I got it all going on for the symphony. Opening night is what night this year?
October 24th. Yes. We'll be featuring our, as we always do each year, we have something called the concerto competition, which is when young people from all over the country come in and apply to actually get to play with the symphony. This year's winner, her name is Isabella Diaz.
Where is she from?
She's out of Juilliard. And yes.
Well, of course. But of course.
She's a gorgeous young lady inside and out, certainly, and she'll be playing one of the Prokofiev violin concertos. And there's a lot of other really cool music, a lot of crowd pleasers. The title of that concert is Shadows and Spirits. So
I love that.
Yeah, getting up close to.
I think my dad will come to that one.
I think so.
I really
do think so.
You hear that, Dad? You're going to come to that one. One of my most, and it happens every single opening night. Toshi gives that look to the audience, then he turns around and he looks the orchestra over and gives them whatever the look is that I can't see. And then he goes and starts the Star Spangled Banner, right?
Yes, yeah.
And
tradition.
everybody in the audience stands up. A lot of people sing, and it's I got goosebumps just thinking about it. It's a goosebump moment. It really is. You're singing with one of the most incredible orchestras in the country. Toshi's conducting it, and it opens the season. There's nothing better. And then if there's a show that's near Memorial Day or Veterans Day, Toshi always acknowledges our people that are in the service that have served, are still serving, whatever. He always acknowledges that. What an American. What an
Yes,
American,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
So where are we going from here? What are we going to do? We're going to have opening night the 24th
October.
of October. You guys can go on. Let's put out all the different places that people can find you.
Absolutely, yes. So I think our website is a great place to start, ectsymphony.com. And Emma does a phenomenal job running our social media. All of our handles are the same at ECT Symphony. So you can find us on Instagram and Facebook, LinkedIn even, actually.
LinkedIn.
Yes.
I'm going to go join. I refuse people on LinkedIn all the time, but I'll go make sure we're
Good for the
connected.
symphony, there we go. So you can find all about our upcoming performances. Small pop-ups happen quite quickly. Oftentimes, folks will ask us to perform, in local venues all over. And so the best place to find that is definitely our website or on any social media.
Nice.
Yeah, you can also sign up to receive email notifications as well from us, which Emma also does a phenomenal job with. And
Of course you do.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And you can find that on our website as well.
See that? All the ways that you can join with the Eastern Connecticut Symphony Orchestra. I would encourage all of you. There are some videos on YouTube
Yes.
of some performances or half performances, whatever it is to make it legal. We have to follow copyrights and money. It's the root of all whatever, but money. And if you feel led to support, now I'm not here to raise money for the Eastern Connecticut Symphony Orchestra. That's not why I did this. I did this because this resource, because of music being the one thing that speaks to every human, even people that are deaf can hear music. Do you know how? The vibrations of music are a real thing, and it comes through their feet, it comes through their hands. Music is the one thing that touches every soul. And it's important for all of us to taste the abundance and the, what's the word I want that means a lot? The eclectic differences of all music. Eastern Connecticut Symphony Orchestra does it all. But you're going to hear classical music at its finest at the Gard Arts Center. So what's not to love? As we approach this season and as we look at bringing music to Willimantic or wherever we decide to bring music, how is it that people that are really good can get an audition or an interview? Is that something they have to go through a huge process at? And if so, let's put the process out there. So if there's someone that just moved to Connecticut and wants to get to know more about this amazing, amazing orchestra, what would they need to do?
That's a really fantastic question. And the audition process, so we're a professional symphony,
Yes.
Which means that we do follow all guidelines and regulations on behalf of our wonderful union. And so we do hold auditions typically between 3 or 4 times a year.
Wow.
For specific
I didn't
instruments.
know that.
Yeah. Any audition announcements goes out first through International Musician, and then after that on all of our social media channels as well. And they're instrument specific. So the next upcoming one will be double bass, upright bass, and then we'll have open violin auditions later in the spring.
We have a huge violin section, huge, which most symphony orchestras do.
Yep, absolutely. I think most of the repertoire is written, most of the later repertoire that has winds and brass and percussion in it tends to be later because some of those instruments didn't exist yet. Fun fact, yeah.
Right.
January is our concert where we always play some of the earlier repertoire music. So your Mozart, Vivaldi. This year we're featuring our wonderful concertmaster, Stefan, on Vivaldi's Four Seasons. Big cat. big hit, and he's going to, of course, absolutely kill it. But so it depends certainly on the year, which auditions we are holding. I won't say it's not a difficult process.
I'm sure it's a difficult process.
Because most of our musicians, we actually have musicians from all over. Our principal cellist comes from New Jersey to play with us.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Wow.
Being in New London, we're super spoiled. We have the beautiful train station right there. So our folks actually can commute via train if they desired.
Absolutely.
One of the only places in America, I think, where that's possible.
You can walk from the
Northeastern
train
corridor.
station. You literally can walk from the train station
With your cello.
straight up the street.
Yes,
to
you
the
can.
top of the hill, from the train station to the top of the hill, and there's your performance space.
You don't even have to change your roads. It's a
No,
single road
you're at the
right
same
there.
road.
Yeah.
Get off the train, walk out, walk up the hill. There you go. And you know, I house musicians when they come into town. I have a friend that comes here from the West Coast on a regular basis, just left, and one of his favorite parts of traveling is that he can get on the train in New York City, come home, and walk to my house. You know, and it's just a great, it's wonderful. So what you didn't finish was, do they have to sign up somewhere? You said where you could find when the auditions are coming up, but is there a space in there for them to sign up first? Do they need to get accepted to be allowed to come to the audition? It's a process.
They will register to audition, and the process through which is detailed. International Musician is also a website called Musical Chairs, where you can find audition information actually for any orchestra in the country as well as Canada, and which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Magic
it's very
of the internet. And of course on our social media channels it will detail out specifically not only the process for auditioning and who to reach out to sign up to audition, but also the audition excerpts that we're looking to hear, and all of that's available. So yeah.
That's so awesome. So I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to not listen to music tonight, but to listen to one of the most amazing musical collections that there is anywhere. Thank you, my dear Emma.
Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Caitlin. I hope that you two continue with the connection that you have. Get a piece of paper and a pencil, because we're going to give you some very important things, okay? The Eastern Connecticut Symphony Orchestra website is
ECTsymphony.com.
ECTsymphony.com. It's on your television as we speak. It will be up on the YouTube channel Sunday morning, so there you go. You can be they can be found on YouTube and
Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. The opening night, October 24th.
October 24th.
October 24th. You can get tickets at the Guard. You can get tickets. You can go to the website and it will say get tickets, and you click on it and it will fix it all up for you. And I'm just going to do a little additive. I give away a pair of tickets to every single show. On my radio show, WCNI 90.9 FM, the Monday of every single performance. So on Monday the 20th of October, I will be giving away a pair of tickets to the show. And if there are other shows for me to give tickets away for that go with these guys, I just say to them, hey, I'm giving away tickets. They kind of give me a carte blanche. So you can win free tickets. Don't turn your back on this amazing, amazing gift that we've been given, with Toshi coming in and being such a miracle worker with his conducting, and these two ladies that have a connection that is all about for the love of music. Allowing me to interview them has been a gift. I thank you all for tuning in. I love you all, and we'll see you next week.
Try a little kindness. try a little kindness. You gotta try. 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 Try. Say now you gotta try. You gotta try. Try. A little